It's time for a magical adventure in the land of Elvaria. So make yourself comfortable, let your body relax and go floppy and sink down into your bed. Your eyes feel heavy, and if you feel comfortable, you close them now. Or you can just stare off into the distance or at a wall or anything else nearby. Feel your breathing as it starts to slow down and deepen. Your belly rising and falling. And as you take 3 deep breaths, breathing in all the way to your belly and slowly breathing all the way out, you will be transported to the magical land of Elvaria. So take 2 more deep breaths now. In and out. In and out. And now you find yourself on top of a small mountain. You're in a field with lots of small grasses and a few trees around the place. The ground here is not covered in luscious green grass. It's covered in very short, mossy, dull green grass. In the distance, you can see the rest of the mountain stretching up into the sky. You think you must be about halfway up this mountain. You can see clouds passing by through the sky. The sounds of blue wrens tweeting come from every direction, and as you look closer, you can see them hopping around on the grass and darting from tree to tree. You see wrens with blue tails and wrens that are fully brown. Those ones are the female wrens. The ones with the blue tails are the male wrens. They seem to be very happy here, and in fact, blue wrens are often used as a symbol of happiness and good fortune. As you watch them, you see something else hopping around on the grass and around the grassy bushes. There's a few things actually, and they don't seem to be shaped like the wrens. They start to come closer to you. 2 or 3 of them seem to be coming closer, and as you hear a loud coo-ee, a whole flock come towards you. Suddenly they're flying up and they hover right in front of you. A big cloud of these things. But now that they are close to you, you can see that they are fairies. And there's a lot of them. They're all smiling happily at you. And the one right at the front with white, long hair all the way down to her feet, introduces herself to you as Winter. Yes, that's her name, Winter. They ask your name, so you tell them. And Winter says they are very glad that you are here. It's a very special day. You wonder what makes this day special and what the fairies were doing hopping around on this mountain. Winter explains to you that today the fairies are going to make it snow. Yes, they're going to make it snow. So they are hopping around in this field halfway up the mountain to spread their magic around, ready to make it snow. And not just any snow, not just a little bit of snow floating down from the snow clouds. It's going to be full coverage of snow, ankle deep, fluffy and powdery and ready for play. Winter asks if you would like to help them with their magic, and she takes out a spare wand from her pocket. It's a white wand with a snowflake shape on the end, and the snowflake is shiny and looks like it could be made of real ice. You hold it up to your face and look through it. You can kind of see through the ice, but it makes everything a bit blurry. Winter smiles and asks your permission to turn you into a fairy for the day. You say yes, and she points her wand at you. Her wand looks exactly the same as the spare wand that she gave you. She swishes her wand, and you watch as silvery, sparkly magic flies out, and it swirls all around your body, and you shrink down, 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 smaller and smaller. But you don't shrink down onto the ground. You find that you're actually hovering in the air. You have big, shiny, silvery wings that match the silvery, shiny clothes that you now have on. You wiggle your shoulders a little bit to get used to the feeling of having wings. You fly a little bit one way, a little bit the other. You try flying up, 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 and then down, and then forward a bit. Yes, you've got the hang of this. All right, says Winter. Are you ready? We'll show you what to do. Just stick with me. The flock of snow fairies spreads out again across the field, and you stay with Winter and one other fairy who introduces herself as Grace. Grace also has white hair. In fact, most of the snow fairies had white hair. Unlike Winter, Grace's hair is very, very short. They tell you to follow them, and so you do, and you fly down to a small rock on the ground just beside one of the grassy bushes. Just copy us, says Grace. You might want to watch us for a minute first. So you do. You watch them as they start to dance. They're doing a special snow dance, a bit like how some people do a rain dance to make it rain. These fairies are doing a snow dance to make it snow. First, they wiggle one leg, then they wiggle the other leg, Then they put their arms up in the air and kind of swirl them around, and then they shake their hips and wiggle their bottom. Then with their wand, they point it straight up into the sky and do a swish. And you can see now as some of the silvery magic shoots up into the sky, and with a puff, a snow cloud appears. Winter grins and looks over to you. "Your turn now," she says. So you wiggle one leg, you wiggle the other leg, you wave your arms around, and then you shake your hips, wiggle your bottom, and point your wand up towards the sky. You give it a swish and get ready as a cloud appears above you in the sky. You have just created your very own snow cloud all by yourself. And it's time to do it again. So you spend a few minutes with Winter and Grace creating snow clouds in the sky, and you watch as more and more snow clouds appear, created by you and Winter and Grace and all the other fairies. And the sky fills up more and more with these clouds as you do your little dance. One leg, the other leg, your arms, your hips, your bottom, and your wand pointed up to the sky, creating yet another snow cloud. Pretty soon, the whole sky is covered with these fluffy white snow clouds. And Winter and Grace tell you to follow them as they fly over to the centre of the field and meet with the other fairies. Right here in the centre of the field is a large ring of mossy rocks. It's like how you might see a fairy ring of toadstools, but this one is made from mossy rocks. And all the fairies make themselves comfortable, snuggling down into the moss, almost like a beanbag. Now humans aren't supposed to step on moss or sit on it, or definitely not lie on it like a beanbag, because moss is a very sensitive plant that takes a long time to grow but can be very quickly damaged. So the fairies be very gentle as they lie on this moss, and fairies are very, very light, almost as light as a feather, so the moss is safe as the fairies lie down on it. All the fairies start to lean back and look up at the sky. So you make yourself comfortable on a mossy rock, and you look up at the sky as well. As you watch, it starts to snow. Little dots of snow start to fall down from the sky as far as you can see. Thousands of little dots slowly drifting down, 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 until they start to land on you and the other fairies and the mossy rocks and the ground around you all, and the trees and the bushes, of course. The sky is filled with white now, and as you look around you, your vision is blocked by these white dots. You can't see as far into the distance as you could earlier. Now you can just see snow, snow, and more snow, and it is wonderful and beautiful and very enchanting. All the fairies have smiles on their faces, and as the snow settles around you and starts to cover all the grass and start to cover everything with a blanket of white, the fairies get up from their mossy beanbags and start to play. They run around, feeling their feet sink down into the soft, fluffy snow. They make snowballs the size of marbles and happily, playfully throw them at each other. They make snow angels, or maybe snow fairies, and they make snowmen, snow women, but they all have wings, so really they're snow fairies. And some make tiny little igloos or snow walls or forts. Everyone is having so much fun, and their joy is multiplied by the knowledge that when children wake up tomorrow, the world will be covered in snow for them to play with, and those children will have just as much fun as the fairies are having right now. You have a few minutes now to play with the fairies and play in the snow, doing whatever you would like to do, and playing with your new snow fairy friends. You are having so much fun playing in the snow, this snow that you helped to create. Winter and Grace come over and give you a great big hug each and tell you that you can come back and play with them anytime you like. They are happy to make snow again with you. It's so much fun to do. Right now, Winter wants to show you the special Snow Fairy Palace. It's made like a giant igloo, and it's very warm inside. She shows you to a room that has a cozy fire and a big soft armchair and a couch. You choose a place to sit and get comfortable. It's time to warm up and have a rest now, and you'll be able to come back here very soon. Winter says good night. Have a good rest and sweet dreams. And as you listen to the crackle of the fire and have a smile on your face from all the fun you've had here, you feel your body relaxing and your breath getting deeper and slower, and slowly